Hi, my name's Raincloud. Chronically homeless. Just going back and forth through the system. I don't know some of the other roundabouts about this. What I'm constantly thinking about is how to somehow become unhomeless and get that to stick. But all of the social net programs that they give you, like food stamps and Social Security, they are like by design, they keep you held back so you can't get anywhere. It's like you get penalized for working. Like if you start working, they start taking half a check for your housing and stuff like that. There's no leeway, there's no real social program, and the stuff we got is from the Depression over 100 years ago. Things have changed, but they, for some reason, it just seems like more of the same keeps going through history. Like, when are we going to get it? We got people. A man can walk down the street and he has $150 billion to his name, and then there's people here who can't even find their next meal. And that's insane.
Yeah, that makes no sense at all, right there. And so, what's your experience like as far as like how long you've been like on the street and stuff?
7 years on and on.
7 years.
I'll get like a little housing somewhere, and then I'll go and I'll mess it up or something like that, or can't follow some of the rules. A lot of the things I had to do. I was a heroin addict for a while, and with needles and stuff, and I could see why people would get mad and not want that. But I mean, everyone does something for the pain. They really do, whether they drink or smoke or whatever. So everyone's got a vice, just about. And the ones that I'd be wary of people that don't have vices. It's like, what are you hiding? It's like you're like a serial killer or something. You never know.
That's true.
And I don't know. It's just we overindulge. People think homeless people are lazy, and they have no direction. They have no discipline. I've seen, but they're some of the hardest working people I know because their shit gets torn down by the city, and they got to rebuild it all over again for no reason whatsoever because someone else wants to pick on somebody else. It's like, so you're gonna take the most vulnerable section of society and pick on them? I mean, that's.
So where were you 7 years ago? Like, what were you doing at that time?
I had my own computer repair company. I was making decent money. I'd been addicted to pills. The opiate epidemic was getting big, and I lost all my prescriptions. I got kicked out of the medical community because I went and asked them for help. I told them I was addicted. I didn't want that anymore. They branded me an addict and kicked me out. I ended up losing my job. Going to street heroin and going down from there.
So the addictions really like messed up a lot of stuff then, basically?
The mishandling of it, and by mishandling, I mean both. When I went to get help, I was dropped. My family dropped me. The support system wasn't there. There was nothing. It was like, okay, you're an addict, get out of here now. It's like, and do what? And they get mad when you can't have some miracle solution, or they cut off all your resources and you have no ability to even provide food for yourself. It's like, so you go steal food. I've done that before. You just got to do what you got to do to get through the day. And if people could realize though how powerful they can be, and then how weak you can be at once, it could be dangerous because there's a lot of people that are homeless, they can't afford the rents and stuff like that. You get angry at that. People don't need much to feel human. It's just, I don't know. I used to have real bright outlooks for society and people, and I'm trying not to let them get spoiled because of how I've been treated and things like that, or my own indifference and get butthurt over things. Because I don't know, we could be better, but it's like we have the internet. Everyone, even homeless people, you have a phone in your hand. You have the sum of human knowledge in the palm of your hand, and you know everything, but you still haven't learned anything.
Yeah, jeez, yeah, that's a good one right there. And then what about your family? Like, do you still come into contact with them, or?
They'll send me money around the holidays sometimes, but they told me until I clean up or whatever, they don't want me to be around.
So it's kind of like they don't want to see you until you're like totally way different or something.
Fixed under their whatever idea of that is.
Yeah.
I figured though, if I tried to be a real big smartass about it, I could probably pretend to be clean up, be like the functional addicts and stuff like that, and fool them, and then at the end be like, hey, I was blasted the whole time, but I don't know. Just
And then what about like the Native American situation? Like, do you think it's way disproportionate of like how many people are homeless that are Native American, or like the alcoholism thing, or anything like that? Or?
See, the thing is with Native American is I'm not from any of the tribes out here.
Oh, okay.
So my family's all back on the plains in South Dakota, and I have no support out here. There's some in Oakland and stuff, but I'm not really close with it.
Okay.
And
And then so you're kind of like just kicking it with whoever's around in the area.
and then it leads to one thing, and then your life can change, and next thing you know, you're stealing bikes and stuff like that. I've seen all kinds of stuff.
And then wherever you're staying at right now, do you get a lot of people trying to, come and steal
Oh yeah,
stuff
they
in the middle
are
of the night and all
constantly.
that?
These people they'll act like your best friend and stab you right in the back, steal your stuff, and leave you sick, dope sick, take all your dope, and pull a joke on you or pull a trick on you, and take all your crap. It's
What's
like
all that about right there?
it's just is that
I was just wondering.
Each other.
Okay. Yeah.
a lot of people, including myself. I used to be kind of uptight and look down on people, and this has really changed the way I look at life and stuff like that. How a few bad decisions, or even some things that are out of your hand completely, and you could wind up homeless.
And then what do you think, like, what will happen in the future, or what's your kind of like plan to, like, eventually make things better and all
I'm
that?
trying to go back to school, but I have identity theft on me. Somebody stole my identity and got school loans in my name. I'm just trying to get it set up so I can get back into school and get the school loans under my name. Hopefully find somewhere to live and get trained for a job or something, go back to school.
So right now you can't really enroll because of the identity crisis thing, right?
Yeah.
I see. Okay. And then, so basically though,
I can enroll, but I have to pay for the school and I don't have the money.
Oh, right. So the plan though is to actually, in the future, to not be homeless anymore eventually.
Yeah,
then,
I don't like it. It's not something it's not for the weak. It's not easy. It will drive you insane. It really can. And that's a lot of the people that are walking around insane is from being homeless too long, I think, sometimes. And on the edge of society and the way people treat each other, it's like you end up becoming worse. It makes people worse. It's like when you put people in prison too long, they become institutionalized.
Because even though they say prison will make you get better, it actually makes you get worse, right?
Yeah, it's not about. I've been through that system too, and it's not about rehabilitation. And it's about money. And the largest slave labor is not illegal in the United States. Slaves are not. It's not illegal to be a slave. You have to be. You have no rights when you're a prisoner, and they use them. There's a lot of the dollar store stuff is made by prisoners.
So it's like all free labor and all
Pretty
that.
much, but 12 cents an hour, something like that.
Wow. Oh shit, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane.
And so, were you in prison before then, or?
No, I've only been in jail. But,
okay.
Yeah, I've had a lot of friends that have been there and they've told me about it.
Okay. Just trying to think of anything else. And then, unrelated question: like, how do you survive the cold at night? Since it's pretty brutal, right?
Yeah, blankets, weighted blanket, those little warming pads. You can steal them from lighting fire. Hand sanitizer and a plastic milk crate will burn. It stinks. It's not healthy, but it will burn and keep you warm for a long time.
Wow. You ever do that candle trick where you have the tent and then you light a candle? I think it might kill the air, but then it makes it hot in there just from the little
just take
candle.
a frying pan and put hand sanitizer in there and light it on fire. It'll warm that sucker up in seconds.
But then the fumes are bad for you,
Not
though?
really. It's if you're burning plastic.
Oh, I see.
People do that for longevity. I don't. I just keep the tent zipped and then light the pan on fire.
Oh, wow. Okay. And let me see. And so do you get, like, food or money or anything anywhere? Or, like, how do you,
Generally, sometimes you have to, take things from stores.
Uh-huh.
People have asked about, like, that. It's called me a thief, and I'm like, the way I look at it is corporations are evil by design. They all they care about is more money. They don't even care about the customers or anything like that.
Yeah.
They are constantly being found being crappy. People in charge, really, being crappy to their employees and stuff like that. And if I go to a store, I'm not going to steal from a mom and pop shop. I'll go to like a Target or a Walmart or something like that. And I'm hurting nobody. Literally nobody's getting hurt. Corporations got insurance. They've got loss prevention and stuff like that. If anything, it's providing jobs. Actually, it's with loss prevention and security and stuff like that.
I see what you mean, yeah.
And it's all insured. They get their money back. It's not hurting anybody. And I think, for someone to be called a thief or something like that, there has to be a person that can stand up and say, you know, I was personally stolen from, harmed, whatever like that. If you can't, it's just a business, it's not to make money. There's no one getting hurt. You know, I see it as a big crime. That doesn't mean everyone can just go start stealing from everybody.
Yeah.
It's just it's a way for, you know, people.
And then, do you ever get harassed by the cops or anything like that?
Oh yeah, constantly. And I don't know what it is about that. Maybe they, you know, I obviously see the odds of it, but they also have to see too, like, develop the people out there and stuff. They're never gonna have a perfect society, and we just exist at opposite ends of the spectrum. There's no need for it to be disrespectful and rude and all that. You know, it can still be a lot more civil than it's been and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, what do they usually do? Like,
well, they used to be really bad. I mean, they take your tent, drag all your shit, and go down the road, and fucking, you know, you could get a fucking beating party from them. You know, something like that. Be lipped off. I mean, it used to be really bad. They've gotten a lot better than they were.
Oh yeah.
People that call America like, it's a police state. No, it's not a police state or anything like that.
Oh, wow.
I can see the beginnings of it.
Yeah.
You know, people up in charge with wet dreams of corrupt power or something like that. But compared to other countries and stuff where you can't, like in Russia, it's illegal to be gay. Like you go to prison if you're homosexual in Russia. Like what the hell is that? It's stupid.
That's crazy. And so, is there laws that change now about, like, you know, like not being able to?
Yeah, the newest one is they're blocking it so that you can't be homeless and have your infrastructure, which is like under a bridge. Though, like the old joke, like your mom said, you know, if you don't like it, go live under a bridge or something. You know, it's been around since time immemorial. People have lived at the river. They're trying to stop that. The people living at the river, you know, for homeless people, it's like people have lived under water, you know, instinctively since the dawning of man. Now you're trying to say they can't because you think they should live. I mean, it's just silly.
That was the recent vote then? The
infrastructure bill and stuff like that. But see, the thing is with California laws, they cannot actually remove us until there's technically a bed and a shelter, which would be an overnight shelter, which wouldn't be any help at all. It wouldn't be a place to live or anything like that, so that they can't remove us right there.
And then they probably don't even have that anyway, right?
No, they don't.
Okay.
They just bought a parking lot for $650,000 in North Sacramento, though.
Oh, really?
To park RVs and stuff.
Oh, okay. And then, trying to think anything else. And then when you're, you know, doing the day-to-day, is it mainly like other people living on the street that you got to watch out for, or is it the cops, or what's the?
It's a mixture of everything. Some people are shady and they'll steal from people and stuff like that. I won't do that. It's against my personal morals and stuff like that. I don't break into cars, and you know, if I find a wallet, I'll do my best to return it to the person without taking any money. I won't take from people or anything like that. But other people do, you know, they have to be watching out for what they got, what they do. Mainly, it's generally the drugs, getting ripped off most of the time, and then you're screwed and you're sick, and it just sucks.
Wow. Okay, and then I guess last thing I can think of, is it true that like a large amount of people have AIDS?
I don't think so, especially with the medicines and stuff they have now, where they can get you, like, so it's undetectable. You know, if you have AIDS. A lot of the needle sharing has gone away since fentanyl. I was actually wondering about it, thinking because they're calling it an epidemic, and it is at places. But it's like that. It's gotten. I've never seen anything take hardcore heroin addicts, like addicted to the needle, and turn them into smokers. Stop all needle use. I myself was one of them, and that's how strong it is.
But so the big problem would be fentanyl right now, then?
Yes.
And then that's pretty much a killer, though, right?
It can be if you're not if you're naive to opiates, or you're like a first-time user or something like that. Yeah, it can kill you real easily.
Wow.
But I mean, a horse that's never had it, something like that, I could take amounts of it right now that would kill a horse easily.
Oh wow.
And it doesn't bother me at all. I handle it with my bare hands and stuff.
Oh shit.
Got some in my pocket. Just white powder.
Oh, okay. And then, do you generally like move around from place to place a lot, or do you kind of like stay in one spot?
I've been staying in my one spot. I live off the bike trail. I've been staying in my own spot lately. I was moving around and stuff, and it's just so many times having your stuff stolen or people jacking your stuff. It gets old.
Okay, so it's actually harder to keep moving around then.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You have less stuff though.
Okay. And then maybe to try to end it on some kind of positive note or something. Do you think things will get better in the near future, or
if people would quit caring about their own agenda so much and actually try to help, it could be a lot better.
Okay. And then what do you think would be something for people to do that would help though? Like how would they,
Stay positive if we can. Be, try not to look on it down at it like a. Try not to look down your nose at anyone. I mean, you never know.
well, like not act like you're superior to people and things
Yeah,
like that.
and you think people like living like this? That they'd much rather have their own spot and stuff like that. There's nowhere affordable for them to live right now.
Yeah.
Some people do. I don't.
All right.